Hey, what's up everyone? I'm JBFlintlock. In this video we're going to talk about sights and sight picture. So this is video number 12 in my winter video series on muzzleloader education. I'm super excited to be bringing you video number 12. I'm glad that for the views that I have, for the subscribers, I really appreciate it. All the thumbs up, it lets me know that you're watching and that you like this type of content. And we're going to push forward with it. We're going to keep going this winter, and we're going to cover a lot of different things. So if you have any questions on this or any of my other videos, just go ahead and drop a line right in the bottom of the video there, or you can reach out to me on my website. It's www.jbflintlock.com. So back to the topic for today, sights. So I have before me a bunch of different sights here on camera too. Let me make a little adjustment there. And so I have different styles and different things, and we're just going to kind of cover those, and then I'm going to get into sight picture. So the first one up is probably the most common on long rifles and primitive type muzzleloaders. They are, very traditional. They're pretty much accepted everywhere in terms of classes to shoot in, rendezvous, things like that. You can almost always take fixed sights into other matches. So basically they feel that it might be inferior, so they allow you to use it in a match set for any metallic sight or peep sights. But so what we have is the front sight here and the rear sight here nearest to me. So these are dovetailed in to the barrel, and the only way to adjust them is through drifting either right or left, basically tapping them right or left in their dovetail. And then for elevation, it's just filing them down, either front or back, whichever you need. So the thing to remember with them is the rear sight, you want to move in the same direction that you want your shot to go. So if you want your shot to go to the right, move your sight to the right. Your front sight, you would move in the opposite manner. So it would be opposite the way you want your shot to go. So if you need your shots to go to the left, you'd move your front sight to the right. It's a little bit counterintuitive, but this is standard among all the sights. So my little tech tip is right down here on the notch. I like to open the notch up so that you can see, get light in around your front post. The reason being, any low light situation, things like that, say if you're hunting, I want to be able to pick up that front sight. Your eyes will naturally center, it in the rear notch. It's just, you're going to naturally do that. You won't have too much trouble with that, as long as it's not too wide. But when you open that up, rather than cut the walls parallel, you want to cut them a little bit open, more open in the front than towards the rear. What that does is cuts down on the glare that you get in your eyes. So, but sometimes having that notch filed in there parallel, you end up with these walls essentially that reflect more and give you more glare in your sight. So the less you have of that, the better off you are. So let's move on to a little bit more modern sight. Now these sights are off of a Thompson Center Contender, but they're kind of the ideal sight for muzzleloaders. They fit real well, they travel the correct amount, things like that. They're pretty sought after among like target shooters, things like that. But the principles work for any adjustable sight. These ones just happen to be finger adjustable, meaning you don't need a screwdriver or anything like that to adjust them. So this has a dial for elevation to either raise or lower, and then a thumb screw here for your windage. The front sight has replaceable blades that come in different widths so that you can pair them with the correct rear notch and get the sight picture that you like. These are what I personally use on my target gun. I really do like them. So one of the things that's really helpful for shooters that maybe have trouble with open sights. Now both of these are considered open sights. Even one is fixed, one is adjustable, but they would both shoot in an open sight class, and that would be perfectly fine. So shooters that have trouble with shooting open sights, one thing that they can do to help them is get a adjustable iris. Now I'll show it down here in camera 2. So the way that it works is as you turn the dial, the iris or the metal little leaves inside open and close, letting more or less light in. When this particular one, made by Merit Optic, move it over here, has a suction cup that goes onto your shooting glasses. So then you can line these up, you can suction cup it to your glasses, and you can position it in place so that it helps to clear up your open sights. Now, these frequently are not allowed at primitive events, say like a primitive rendezvous, things like that, because they're not necessarily historically correct. But in a lot of other matches and things like that, just fun shoots, or even at the national level, these are allowed because they're not a peep sight. They are separate from the gun. They move when you move. So it's just puts it in a different category, but it can be really helpful for those that maybe have trouble getting their sights into focus. So I just wanted to touch on that. So back to camera 2, we have our last sight that I'm going to touch on, and that is peep sights. So these are this is a mismatched pair that I had. This is an Olympic Redfield, or I'm sorry, Redfield Olympic, and this is Redfield International. But the principle is the same. These are adjustable again for windage and elevation through the knobs. They mount, this one mounts to the side of my gun through a special base. Has changeable eyepiece, so you can change the iris inside here, or you can change it out completely for a adjustable iris, which is what I like to shoot on it. So this again has a adjustable iris that opens and closes. This one's a little stiff. There it goes. Okay, so then this threads into the base and allows you different lighting conditions, different sights, and that sort of thing. And so this is typically found on your target models. You could have peep sights on a hunting gun. You know, some locations allow for that. The benefit to the peep sight is that it allows you to put your face in the same place. It lowers that margin of error. So when the rear sight is 12 or so inches down the barrel, and you get a little misalignment of your head, it translates to more downrange. Whenever you have that peep sight close to your eye with a very small hole in it, it doesn't allow for much misalignment of your head. Your head has to go in the same place every time, or else you won't be able to see your front sight and the target. You won't be able to get lined up. It's such a small hole. So the benefit to that is you're going to get consistent face placement, and it also lengthens your sight plane, which we talked about in another video. So getting that little bit of extra in your sight plane is very helpful. So I just wanted to touch on the types of them. Okay guys, that's all the time we have for today. I don't want to make my videos too long, so I'm going to break this down into two parts. So in my next video we're going to talk about sight picture. I really appreciate your views. Thank you, and safe shooting.